I bring in all the greetings to you from all the faculty members of SPEED for Dr. Lakshmi for scoring a topmost rank of 6 in the specialty of DM Endocrinology in the session of NEET SS 2021.
Thank you so much, sir. And I take this opportunity to thank all the teachers of the SPEED team, especially the endocrinology faculty who prepared such extensive video lectures. And really thanks to all of them, and also to the medicine faculty as well, sir.
Great. Dr. Lakshmi Priya, can we know your background, from where you're coming from, where you did your medicine, where you did your PG, and why endocrinology?
Sir, I am from Thrissur, sir, from Kerala, but I did my undergraduation in JIPMER. I was of the 2011 batch, and after that, I again did my MD General Medicine also from JIPMER, 2018 to March 2021. That was the period of my MD. So last March I passed. And endocrinology, because usually people tend to take streams that stick to the mainstream of medicine, but I wanted to do something that doesn't really stick to the mainstream of medicine. Because even after studying 3 years of medicine, I can say that we can easily pass without knowing much about endocrinology at all. It is completely something that stands out on its own as a specialty subject. There are other subjects that inculcate most of the aspects of medicine, but in endocrinology, I should say that stands out as something that's completely different from most of what we practice as well as learn during the 3 years of medicine. So I want to do something like that, and but I did not have much of exposure to endocrinology as such during postings or anything, because in JIPMER we do not have as a compulsory posting. So I did not have opportunity to that, but I had seniors who had taken up the field as well in other institutes, and interaction with them definitely helped to make that decision.
So decisions were made, and the execution, and the part of execution, then how you started from there. So you wanted to do endocrinology, then you want to prepare for that and for the exams. Then from where you started, how you started, how you prepared, and how many hours did you work on, what all thing you read. Can you elaborate on all those aspects?
Yes, sir. So basically the exams got over in March 2021, and I cannot, JIPMER is not an institute where during the MD period we get a lot of time to concentrate on super specialty examination at all. In fact, I do not know a lot of people who, I do not know anyone at all who did that. There were a few people who managed to do a little bit, but most of us who start preparing have to start fresh after MD. Because there are things other than that, like dissertation and other academics, that are given importance, and we barely managed to read the necessary part of Harrison and somehow manage that. So I had to start after that fresh, and I joined SPEED in May 2021. But I think the full hardcore preparation started from June 2021. May I could spend only a few hours per day, and from June, just before this PGA session of mid-session, I started with a little more serious preparation, and I gave the mid-session exam. I did not get a rank, but I got a score of 53. The topper got 63. So I think the rank must have been somewhere within less than 30. But anyway, they do not announce the ranks. So after that, again, I continued the preparation. In fact, I should say that I started the mainstream preparation after that only. Because before the PGA, I was trying to score a little bit good in exam just to boost my confidence. So I concentrated more on MCQs so that I have an idea of what all things come in the exam, what topics are covered. But the real preparation of watching videos, making notes, all that started after the PGA exam. And I went for the mainstream lectures in endocrinology part first. But when the mid-session, when the NEET pattern and all those controversy came about, again I switched a little bit of concentration towards medicine. So I spent 1 month about in studying general medicine, but I did not consider that a waste because that was also necessary. Otherwise, I would have lost confidence that I did not do much of medicine at all, because you can go on and on about learning endocrinology without ever finishing it. So after that, again, I switched back to endocrinology. I made notes, and the few videos which I could not make notes, I went to the slides and learned them from the app. And in between, I tried to give Grandfit tests as well as subject-wise tests. That again, I try to keep an MCQ notebook so that I can write down the questions which frequently goes wrong and the pattern of mistakes that I make. So that really helped, because at the last moment we might not be able to go over all the questions which you solved, but there will be things that repetitively one tend to make mistake in. And questions solving is also important, because lecture notes might miss some things, and there will be some things that go unnoticed while reading the notes. So you tend to concentrate on those areas when you practice the questions. So that really is important because that is what gives you the real revision. Better than reading the notes, solving questions is the better mode of revision. So that, and there were a couple of other peers who were preparing for other subjects, and one or two for endocrinology as well. So the interaction with them really helped a lot. That was something I should say was such a moral boost.
Doctor, did you watch all the videos?
In endocrinology, I should say I finished at least 95%. I did not watch medicine a lot of videos. I tried to cover a little bit of what I could, a little bit of tables classes, the few topics in other subjects which were maybe overlooked or are important areas in NEET. Like after solving questions and asking seniors, you come to know what are the areas that are concentrated in NEET exam. So you tend to watch lectures of those particular topics. So that you have an idea of, at least in this subject, I've covered at least the important ones. But definitely I couldn't concentrate as much as I did in endocrinology for medicine. I should say that.
Did you work on Williams?
No, I shouldn't. I can't say that I worked on Williams as a mainstream. I tried to go through all the tables in Williams once or twice, because definitely going through once do not help. So I did go through all the endocrinology tables classes. And other than that, personally also, I tried to go through tables again. But I did not read much of theory. I can say that I read maybe 3 to 4 chapters at the max. That is all I've done as the Williams theory as such, the textbook as such. I initially had started that, then I realized it was not getting me anywhere and it was slowing me down, because taking notes from that was a very time-taking process. It was really painstaking. So I did not concentrate on that after that. But tables is something I really intended to read, and I tried to complete that. But I cannot say that I retained all of that. But tables was must.
The tables and images session was taken in the last. I mean, did it cover this table stuff from the Williams?
Yes, but it had begun before the change in NEET pattern. So from that point itself, whatever was done, we started. But even before the session was not complete, because ESS came just then, just when the table session was getting over. There was some overlap. So I had to skip the last 1 or 2 classes. But I tried to cover that on my own, at least, even if I didn't have the time to go through the lectures. But at least 95% of them, I have watched the classes. On top of it, I try to revise them as well, because sometimes the tables are too vast that you cannot maybe mug up 50 and 100 costs of certain things. So you try and listen what the teacher says. Okay, these are the important ones that are asked, or these are the ones that you tend to forget. So those things you highlight and try to go over them again. That's what helps. Because it's though Williams tables, though the word sounds small, it is actually vast.
Vast. And you completed all the mock exams, all the tests?
No, I did not have time to complete all the mock exams. I'll be honest here, because I tried to keep a score of my mock tests. Sometimes it will be disappointing. Sometimes the ranks will be something like 150. It will be definitely disappointing to see that, but I try to somehow improve the percentage of correct questions. That's something I tried to stick to and kept a plot of that actually, so that I know if I'm dipping below a certain percentage, this is not allowed. When I tried to compare the previous NEET topper scores, I knew that this was the correct amount of questions they had to answer to get a top mark. So how close was I able to come? I was honestly in the mock test, I was nowhere near the top percentage, but I tried to at least keep a plot of that so that I don't dip too below. But I've never been able to complete all the tests. I tried to do a little bit of subject-wise as well as the small set of questions as well, but I did not do all the mock tests. I'll admit that.
So now you're back to your hometown, doctor?
Yes, I am back to my hometown of Thrissur.
Okay, now, I mean, what is that you're planning now? Where are you planning to choose your...
Planning? I'm not sure. I'm still talking to people whom I can get in touch with. So I'm asking about the colleges and, the pros and cons of being at different places. But I'm open to going outside Kerala as well. Since I've spent most of my life in Pondicherry, I'm sort of used to the culture outside as well. So I'm considering options outside Kerala as well. I'm still not decided. I've not made up my mind, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, Pondicherry and Jitmar are great place. I mean,
yes, definitely peaceful places to live in.
Yes. Because I've been personally a lot of times to lecture in Jitmar auditorium.
Yes, your face has been familiar to me since third year of MBBS.
Did you attend some classes at the time?
Yes, sir. You used to have them in your auditorium.
Oh, in the auditorium, in your auditorium. In fact, in Jitmar, your auditorium, we used to come and take classes there, and I mean it's a great time. Well, gathering will be almost from all other medical colleges will come to, students from other medical colleges in Pondicherry used to come to Jimmer Auditorium to attend classes.
A very competitive gathering students.
Great, doctor, and I'm really glad and happy that you made it, and you made it in top ranks, and here you to choose what you want.
It's not just my own effort. I should say that more than the individual, the people who surround the individual is equally important, because having a support system who constantly believe in you, even if you do not believe in yourself at certain times, is equally important. Because I had to stay away from my parents while preparing, and there were friends who were literally the base foundation of my positive attitude. Whenever I had some support, I constantly looked to them, and I should say that my husband, Dr. Nitish, was a great help in this regard, and without him, I would not have been sitting here giving this interview. And as I told, the peers who are also preparing, they were great help, and some of them, I should say, are wise beyond their years. And there are people like Dr. Pradeep from AIMS, Rishikesh, who has been a constant support and motivation. And even when you feel down, somehow they talk back to you from their experience in such a way that you don't lose hope. So and through this Fleet platform also, I had the opportunity to see some people who I have never seen in real life, but we connected somehow through Telegram and other platforms, and somehow we have common goals. And when something goes wrong, when I feel that, okay, I'm not the only one in the same boat, and especially after the NESS results, I should say that my rank wasn't great. So that was really a disappointment. I got around 82. So there were other people who felt the same. It was nice to feel that I'm not the only one who did not perform that well, but I still stand a chance in NEET. So Dr. Prashant from Hubli is I should say certain names have been really helpful, and I should say the Speed platform helped in that aspect also.
Very good, doctor, and very enthusiastic and very encouraging, and talking to you, and definitely we are getting motivated. Energy levels are very, very high.
Thank you so much.
And I think you should go on and to do what you like in your career.
I wish all the best to all the people who are preparing as well. Do not lose hope. Different people have different timelines, but somehow all our destination we will all reach at some point. So you have to just try and work out what suits best for you. Keep rescheduling your plans, making corrections in your plans, because not every time your plan works out 100%. 3/4 or halfway into your plan, you will have to revisit that because there's no way you can stick to a plan 100%. So keep remaking them, keep sticking to the same schedule, and being grown-up adults, we all have personal commitments, and we have to somehow adjust through all that. It's completely different from being a PG student and a UG student preparing. But being a NEET aspirant is seriously difficult, because you have your personal side which you cannot ignore. You are no longer a tiny student who is just out of 18 years or just out of MBBS and has the complete freedom or time to prepare 100%. We can't be those robots any longer, and we should not neglect such personal side of us either. So somehow we have to strike a balance and keep going, and one day we will all reach the destination.
Well said. Well, appropriate. Every word important. It's not like a pre-PG preparation. It is a typical preparation when it is fully loaded commitment in all sides. So
yes.
There's an absolute requirement of a balance is required,
yes,
and definitely to take care of every aspect of life. And
yes,
well said, doctor. And I wish you all the best and all the success throughout your career, and you keep inspiring people, and you deliver the best that you are always good at doing it, and keep doing it. Best wishes to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, doctor.